Hi guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the AMX 1357 GF, the grand final Wargaming League.net tank that was released for a limited time last month. And I have no doubt it's going to be released in a regular version in the gift shop in the future because all the stats on the tank seem to indicate that. But yeah, it was a limited edition and it's okay as long as you like your white go fast racing stripes. Which I don't, and unfortunately I'm stuck with this camo forever. But that's really the only major issue I have with the tank, and it's really minor. It did save me some gold on camo, I suppose. But yeah, this is basically another version of the AMX 1375. So the French already have the Tier 7 light tank, the AMX 1375. This is a premium tank, and it's slightly worse than the AMX 1375 in some ways. I think it's a little bit more sluggish, a little bit less maneuverable, but the AMX 1375 was an okay tank. I didn't hate it, didn't like it, didn't think it was worth keeping, although the 1390 it leads to is awesome. And the 1357 is something similar. I mean, it's not that much worse than an AMX 1375, but it's a little bit underwhelming. The gun can be fun because the gun has an amazing rate of fire, but the penetration is okay and the alpha damage is quite low. So yeah, well, let's just get going because, as I say, I don't hate this tank. I played it till I got the Ace Tanker, and I'm actually retraining up my AMX 1390 crew in this tank because I'm grinding the 1390 again to try and get to the AMX 30 since those new tanks were added to the game. But you can see that we're quite sluggish here. We're doing 20 kilometers an hour up the hill, and it's strange. We're here on Westfield. It's actually quite a tough matchup. A lot of good players and higher tier tanks on the enemy team. But yeah, my first impressions game was on Westfield, and this is the first game I've played on Westfield since then. I'm a tier 7 in a tier 8 game, so considering this tank can see tier 10s, this is very generous matchmaking. And there are a lot of light tanks on the enemy team, so I mean, if I was in a light tank, I would have expected to be in my regular spotting positions already. But we had a Chaffee that basically suicide scouted through the middle of the map. We're already down one tank. And I'm going to push forward. I'm trying to stay near the map border because that MT-25 is just on the edge of my view range. If you look at my mini-map on my view circle, the MT-25 was last spotted on the edge of my view range. So as I advance, I come across a Chaffee. Now, I've got 6th sense, so I spotted the Chaffee. Chaffee didn't spot me. And even though the Chaffee's not my view range right now, I have no idea who's actually spotting him, but I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to do the scout thing. I'm trying to spot for my teammates. So we're down 2 tanks. We've just lost an E25 as well. And yeah, I'm just gonna go forward, see if we can get some spots, and there we go, VK 3001D. And again, I'm still being very wary of this MT-25 because he's in a strong position. I know it's a strong position because I use it myself. So I'm staying near the map border, trying to get my team to shoot this guy, and they track him, and I'm happy, and then he repairs. And he keeps rolling forward, and I go, okay, well, I might as well double bush him. So there's my first damage, double bush the VK, didn't get spotted, go for a reload. And always an issue with auto-loaders, reload or not reload. And if I'd actually kept shots in my magazine, I would have had shots at the MT-25. But because I was on a reload, didn't have an opportunity to do more damage. So push forward, try and get more spots, and then the MT-25 moves forward. Now, maybe this was a little bit stupid of me. It was definitely stupid of me, but sometimes when you're passive scouting, it's really hard to avoid shooting. But you can see how fast we were able to work that LTTB down, and I got spotted. So I'm already on the move, and there we go. Somehow I managed to bounce an A44. But lots of tanks been lit up, and then there's a cheeky little LTTB that's been spotted down the middle. Now there's a Type 59. Yeah, shooting while being passive, or while passive scouting, not a good idea. But auto aim on the LTTB, take him out with a shot on the move, even though this gun is not good at shooting on the move. But it is my first kill, a little bit of a kill steal. And I'm on the move. Now, I notice this T-34-3 is rushing me, at least I think he is. It looked as if he was coming down the hill, so I'm going, nope. with a Type 59, an A44, and a T-34-3 coming down, who all have shots on me. There's no way I'm going to sit down there. So I'm relocating, and as you can see again, going uphill, I mean, the tank is sluggish for a light tank. Going downhill it's fine, going uphill it's quite sluggish, so 20 kilometers an hour. And we're gonna relocate. So I think I've finished with the scouting now. The enemy team spotted me, they knew what I was trying to do. I'm just going to see if I can do some damage dealing. And I know there's a T-44, T-44-3 up here. So once again, pushing forward, trying to get spots. So trying to use bushes, and then the A-44 appears. I get spotted, T-44 in the middle. So nice thing about this tank, it is quite low profile. You can use dips and undulations in the ground to hide behind. So once again, trying to do some damage, trying to get some spots. And it looks like the Type 59 was very aggressive and pushed as well. So I got a T-44 ahead of me, just wondering if I've got the gun depression to get shots on these guys without exposing too much of my tank. And I do! So A-44 retreats as I fire my first shot, but this gun, it reloads faster than you can aim, so you've got to delay your shots a little bit to let the gun aim. Looked like I set the Type 59 on fire. There goes his premium fire extinguisher. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't been a great game so far. We're up to 712 damage. T-34-3 is under pressure in the middle. There's still a T-44 up here. But A-44, Type 59, still up there. And I'm trying to get shots on this guy's lower glacis, and I need to shoot through the bridge. I think they're called crenellations, aren't they? Forgive my English if I'm wrong. I'm having problems getting shots into this guy's lower glacis, and then I decide, you know what, let's just shoot his turret, and just sneak one in, and bounce another shot. So I get spotted, decide not to waste my last shot. And it was a good thing, because as soon as I retreated, the T-44 took a shot at me. So yeah, that was a really, really bad magazine. I think I only managed to pen one shot out of, I think it was 8. 8 shots, only managed to pen one, so unfortunately we lose our VK, and yeah, it's still a 50-50 game. They've got a good T-44, good Type 59 driver. A-44 could be a difficult tank. RT is still in play. So this is an ambush, actually. I forgot this happened, yeah. I knew that I was spotted, I knew the T-44 was coming for me, and didn't know there was a Borsig there, so T-44 came for me, ran into the Borsig, and unfortunately I bounced a couple of shots. So T-44 is on fairly low health, but I bounced a couple of shots, which was unfortunate, and the Borsig takes him out. So go for another reload. RT is still in play, and that shot there, that RT shot reminded me that RT was still in play. So T-34-85 took out our Borsig, and it turns out he's still sitting in the north of the map. So not sure whether or not he spotted me, but regardless, I'm not going to go for RT. I'm going to go back into town. So we're actually losing at the moment. It's 4 enemy tanks versus our 3. No, we've just lost our RT as well. So again, our T-44, I don't know what our T-44 could have done. Maybe, is he actually defending? It doesn't matter. But T-34-85, I move up, get spotted. He's looking at me. Yeah, T-44 is actually supporting me, not our RT. But I don't know what this guy is doing. I really don't know what this guy's doing. He's not even aiming at me. And there you go. You get to see the raw DPM of this tank. So that was 484 damage into that T-34-85 in 5 seconds. This is why this gun can be fun. So As I was saying, T-44 is sticking with me. I thought he might have tried to snipe and protect Artie, but I'm not complaining. So now we know the Type 59 and the A44 are near our cap. I'm in a light tank, even though it's not the most maneuverable of light tanks. I've got the speed. So I'm gonna go see if I can go find Artie. Seems like the T-44 is sticking with me. And there we go. And look at this raw rate of fire. I mean, this is the one thing I do like about this tank. It's just you can pump out shots so fast. Yes, you don't have a lot of alpha damage, but every shot you're pumping out is doing module damage, it's doing crew damage. And really annoying when you get shot by one of these things. So I'm debating, now I'm in two minds here. What do? We've got two enemy tanks near our cap. Do you cap? We have two tanks near their cap. So do we cap or do we go and try and defend? Now, the thing is, I didn't want to cap by myself. So even though I'm in a light tank, I get camo rating. I figure that, alright, well, if I start capping, two enemy tanks near our cap start capping, and our T-44 has gone on a magical mystery trip. So, there we go. It was a right decision. So one of us capping, and two enemy tanks go into our cap. We probably would have lost the game. But T-44 is going back to defend. I'm going back to defend. And I've run out of, as you notice, I've run out of regular AP. I don't have enough regular AP for a full magazine anymore, so I've had to load up my first magazine of premium ammo. So they've got a Type 59 and an A44, and I might have problems penning both of those tanks if they go frontal to me. But premium ammo is 195 millimeters of penetration. So my big worry here is, even though we've got 1 minute left on the clock, there's only one tank capping. So if the second guy starts capping, there you go, that was my worry. All of a sudden the count has dropped down to 20 seconds, so I've got no time. I've got no time to plan my approach. Gotta go for it, gotta reset. 14, 13, 12 seconds left. And I spot them, wasn't spotted in return, and this bloody house. Now the T-44 has come up, I'm hoping he gets a shot in, but the T-59 makes a mistake, pulls out. 1 second, and we reset. Couldn't delay any longer. Could not delay any longer. So I've got enough to kill the Type 59, but unfortunately I bounce a shot, and then I bounce another shot. So I could have killed the Type 59, but got very unlucky. Bounced two shots. Gotta avoid the A44, gotta avoid the Type 59. My turret is jammed. I'm on a reload. I'm using the downhill momentum to reset, using the A44 to cover against the Type 59. So, there we go. Putting the A44 between myself and the Type 59, and our T-44 kills the Type 59, so whew, very hectic end to the game, but I had to go for it. They were about to win, reset the cap on 99%. So my first ace tanker in the AMX 1357 GF, and it took 7 games, and I've got a 47% win ratio in this tank. So I think it's fair to say I'm still learning how to play it, and I will say that this tank can be fun when it gets into a tier 8 game, but I've been getting into a lot of tier 10 games with this tank, and this tank is definitely not as much fun in a tier 10 game, because even though the gun is quite snappy and it can be fun to play, it's just outclassed. It's a premium tank, admittedly, and even though I don't think it's that much worse than the in-game 1375, I don't think the in-game 1375 is that good. I mean, especially when you compare it against something like the T71 or the Bulldog, and I'd much rather be driving those tanks than a 1357. So while I think it can do a job, I think it can be fun, I think there are better tier 7 light tanks that handle themselves better in higher tier games. So tier 10 game, I don't care if I'm in a T71 or I don't care if I'm in a Walker Bulldog, but a tier 10 game can suck a little bit more in an AMX 1357. So while I don't think it's a terrible tank, I think maybe maybe you would need to enjoy the AMX 12T or the AMX 1375 to consider maybe buying this. So not bad, but it's definitely not as flexible as some other tier 7 light tanks. But as I say, happy to pick up my ace. So yeah, finished top on XP with 1370, happy with that. 4 kills and 2,322 damage. So I think I finished top on damage. No, I didn't. Well played to our T44. But yeah, happy with the damage considering I only got 90 damage per shot. I'm a little bit disappointed. T44 gave me a lot of good backup. Well played to him. He picked up Spartan, he picked up a Confederate, and he picked up a Defender. I thought I did all the resetting. I thought he supported me, but I guess he ended up doing 75 base defense points, and I ended up doing 63. So put my life on the line so that this guy could snipe, and he got all the credit. But it doesn't matter. It was a win in the end. So 48 shots fired, 41 hits. So the gun was quite accurate, but the penetration let me down, especially over distance. Over distance, the penetration, it's only got 143 millimeters of penetration, so over distance that's even worse. So penetration can lack when you're trying to snipe, and as you can see, I didn't do very much damage from a distance of more than 300 meters, but I am happy with the damage. So did my scouting at the beginning of the game, went into damage dealing mode, spotted 6, damaged 8, destroyed 4, did 1,000 assistance damage and 63 base defense points, and even though I ended up firing 2 magazines of premium ammo, I still earned 36,000 credits, so, and that was with a premium account. So yeah, I suppose it can make money. It is potentially a viable moneymaker. I don't think it's as good as some other tier 7 premium tanks, but you can make money even if you do have to fire some premium ammo. 2,055 XP on a ×2 left me on 4,521. But yeah, first game in the AMX 1357. Can I recommend it? It's okay if you like light tanks, but I think if you like light tanks like the T71 and the Bulldog, they are definitely much more flexible, much more fun to play. But it's not terrible. My advice is if you like playing the AMX 1375, then you'll probably like playing this tank, even though it's a little bit more sluggish. It's kind of like a hybrid between the AMX 12T and 1375, but yeah, it's not bad, and I'm going to be playing it a little bit more, even though I've got the Ace Tanker, because I'm currently regrinding the AMX 1390 to get up to the AMX 30. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.